Bueno, y uno de los momentos más esperados es hablar con el director de Star Trek, por supuesto, el señor J.J. Abrams. You're the king of the world right now. You're the king of directors. You are the one that everyone wants to work with. Oh, even me, that I'm not an actor. A pleasure, Mr. Abrams.
Very nice to meet you. Thanks, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine after seeing Star Trek Into Darkness.
Oh, good.
It's fun. It has action. It makes me laugh. It makes me even cry.
Oh, good.
That's what you had in mind when you decided to do the sequel?
Yeah, the goal was to do a standalone movie that you didn't have to see the original series, the first film we made, and hopefully it would be what you said, a movie of characters that make you laugh, characters that you care about, going through a pretty huge action-adventure movie. So I'm really glad you liked it.
Yeah, I really loved it.
Oh, thank you.
Even though I don't even like Star Trek.
Well, I was never a Star Trek fan either, and that was the fun of the movie, was approaching it from that point of view. How do we make a movie for moviegoers, not for Star Trek fans?
Well, even though you have to learn something about Star Trek,
sure.
How was the experience for you getting into this franchise, so loved by many? Well,
what I've come to appreciate and love about it is, you know, the characters at the core of it, their attitudes, their history, their relationships. And I think that the fun of seeing them go through these huge action set pieces is that, you know, I hope you care about those things. And so I'm thrilled about the work that the cast did and of course the crew that did an amazing job.
How do you stand out from the previous one? Because it was very successful, but I think this one is bigger, it has more action, more everything.
Well, we knew that this movie had to work on its own, and we all personally wanted it to be a bigger movie, greater scope, but also more emotion, like make you laugh more, make you cry, make you feel, and the fun of it is, I think, the opportunity is so huge in this movie. We have a futuristic, you know, look at San Francisco, at London. There's a big action set piece. You know, the Earth is in jeopardy in this movie. There was just a lot of amazing opportunities of things to play with. Yeah. So not just the characters, but also the set pieces.
I always wonder when I ask a director about what goes through your mind when you invent or create these sets or these pieces. Do you have to be like a little bit nuts to create all this extravaganza that we see on film?
I do think that you know, it is a crazy thing when you're working on something that is, you know, that has such a kind of larger than life feeling to it, because it's not like doing a small drama or a little comedy. It's a big movie, but the only way that it works is if it feels grounded and connected emotionally. So I think that you know, we may all be a little bit nuts, but we tried to make the movie feel like it was you know, relatable. Even our bad guy, this amazing character played by Benedict Cumberbatch, who is an extraordinary actor. My favorite thing about him, he's this larger-than-life, big, somewhat seemingly kind of crazy, intimidating, passionate, physical, you know, manipulative bad guy. But he's also someone that I think you actually sympathize with at a certain point. And to me, that groundedness is what makes it cool.
In the previous series and movies, there is always something related to what happens in the real world. In this movie, what does relate the bad guy to what happens in
Well, he's sort of
world?
a kind of a homegrown terrorist. It speaks to sort of the world we live in, and that, you know, the big threat might come from the person who's right here, right next to you. I feel like you know, we didn't strategize from the outside in and figure out how do we make it relevant, but we knew we wanted to make it, you know, have a comment on where we live, you know, asking questions about authority. You know, what happens when the rules that you're given and the mission you're given is morally questionable? You know, how far are you willing to go to protect your family? What does it mean to be responsible? And how do you actually, you know, what is the sacrifice you have to make, you know, being responsible? So there are a lot of questions that feel relevant and applicable to today. Some, of course, I wish weren't.
Yeah. For the characters, what do they have from you? Do you see, when you see the final cut, do you, oh, that's something from me, or it's just the actors?
I mean, I feel like the whole thing feels like a kind of tapestry of everybody's input and work and energy. So we have an extraordinary cast. I think that the writers did a great job, the crew did a great job. Everyone's just working really hard to make this feel as authentic as possible. So there are moments where I feel like, oh, I remember how that happened or when that happened, but overall, I just feel like it is it's a big, crazy, fun, you know, action adventure roller coaster ride that you also, I think, feel and believe, and that to me was the greatest accomplishment.
Are you ready for the third installment of this one?
You know, we haven't.
Oh, please,
we
come on.
We haven't had any official conversations, but I know that there's, you know, there's a lot of adventure left in
Of course.
for this group.
Even the kiss from Kirk and Carol.
Right. Well,
people
there you go.
respecting that.
That's true. It didn't happen yet.
It didn't happen. Probably next time. But what about the IMAX? Many countries doesn't have IMAX movie theater. Is going to be any difference when they see it? Are they going to miss something?
Well, I think that you know, I made a movie, you know, a 2D 35 millimeter movie, which means a traditional film. I wanted to make that as well as we could. The idea was do that, but as an added value, if you have IMAX or if you want to see it in 3D, these are things that actually kind of make it more of a ride. And the IMAX is incredible. We shot on IMAX film, which is a huge negative. So the resolution of the image is just crazy, great. But the you know, the 3D, the guys who did the 3D had an amazing team. They did an amazing job and really pushed the limits of what had been done in 3D. So those are things that if you want to see it and you can see it in that format, it does provide another level of kind of kick. But in no way is it required, and IMAX and 3D are just sort of added if it's available to you.
Yeah, it's just a great movie. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Well,
gracias.
Have fun.
Thank
you
very
must
much.
be very busy with Star Wars.
Well, so far it's been fun. That's been fun too.
It's
so.
been fun.
Yeah.
We'll wait for that.